State and Virginia Tech. You stay tuned and watch them rock in their new video rap.
This is the Norm Stewart Show, brought to you by Busch.
And we let Cole slip behind us, and Mike had to spend his fourth foul. I will say this, he made it a good one, and but he played well. When he sat beside me on the bench, that's when we had our little downturn, so we recognize that, and we know that. Byron Irvin scored 35 points, could have had 40, Jay, make his free throws and missed a little crip shot. Had a fantastic night scoring. When you do that, then it goes unnoticed that he held Bimbo Coles to really good totals. And Anthony Peeler, I thought, grew up in that ball game. Did some things just that shows the growth that he's making.
Let's sit back and enjoy the action. The victories over the Cyclones and the Hokies.
An all-time record crowd at the Hearn Center greeted Iowa State ready for a blowout, and the Tigers gladly obliged. Tiger fans were loving Doug Smith and Mike Sambody. Smith led the way with 20 points, and Sambody did everything the Tigers needed in a 96-71 victory.
It feels great. You know, I think the Big Eight's getting tougher and tougher, and to beat a good Iowa State team like that, you know, pretty handily at home, so it's pretty good.
The Tigers then took to the road for a non-conference matchup with Virginia Tech. Tech is tough at home, but the Tigers had too much power for the Hokies.
Coles has it rejected.
2-on-1, that's a number. Oh, look at that.
Peeler off balance got it. What a great shot. Button, a good shooter from there, got it.
This time it's make or break. All senses concentrate. He knows that's what it takes for a victory. Only the strong survive. No room for
Nice dish inside. What a great pass.
he races with the time and his mortality. Some people don't know how.
The offensive rebound. A freshman 6'4" guard.
Byron Irvin scored 35 points, and Anthony Peeler added a career-high 19 as the Tigers came home victorious, 104-99.
Hope you enjoy. Doesn't revert back to younger tendencies.
Yeah. Well, you have that in the youngsters. They just have a tendency to have more extremes. But at the first of the year, his defense was solid and his ball handling was good. His shooting wasn't there. Then he lost the ball handling, but his defense of all this has stayed consistent, and you like to see that. Nice ball handling is back, and then he scores 19 points. And let's just hope that those three things stay in there, because that's a big plus for our ball club.
You know, we mentioned Mike Sambody, and
Of the week.
This week's Tiger of the Week won the award with great all-around play. In 2 games, Mike Sambody scored 21 points, grabbed 21 rebounds, and dished out 8 assists, while also playing stellar defense, holding Iowa State star Elmer Robinson scoreless for most of the game. Tiger of the Week is brought to you by Merrill Lynch, an investment firm built on a tradition of trust.
We want you to see Byron Irvin at his best.
To say that Byron Irvin comes from a basketball family would be an understatement. In addition to Byron, younger brother Lance plays at Colorado State, McGlother is one of this year's top 100 high school seniors, and Michael, Nicholas, and sister Cynthia all seem to be stars of the future. All this talent makes for a very proud papa.
We're very proud of him, basically because I'm proud that Byron is going to get his degree from Missouri, and that's the first goal. It's competitive. Everything they do, 2 years apart and behind, is very competitive. You know, I want to be a little bit better. So they go at it quite a bit.
Byron knows the responsibility of being the oldest of the Irvins.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm hoping with me getting my degree this summer, hopefully they can follow that road really real strong. The way my brothers have been playing, I'm really proud of them. They've been doing really good. I'm just trying to lead the way, and hopefully they can follow.
Byron is also setting a good example on the court this year, leading the Tigers with 20 points a game.
I'm definitely doing well as a team, and you know, I've been scoring pretty good, and that's thanks to the way my teammates have really been giving me the ball and how we've really been running.
But Byron does more than just score. On defense, his hands are among the quickest in the Big 8, ranking 2nd in the conference in steals.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
I definitely pride myself on defense, and Coach Stewart's really been on me about staying in the lanes and pulling to the ball, and with me really doing that, I get a chance to get some easy steals and get a chance to lay the ball up, or maybe dunk it.
The combination of scoring and defense should give Byron a shot at the NBA, but for now, his shots will be on the court from all over.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Ken Nabisky reporting for the Norm Stewart Show.
National teams all over the world. We hear about the Icky Shuffle and all kinds of crazy things like that. And your Tigers have done another video starring Norm Stewart again.
Well, no, everything is great up to the last part, Jay. When I started in this business, I'll guarantee you there was none of this going on by choice, too.
That's right.
But now, hey, the kids, and we have this medium where we can show the people as human beings, which they are, players and they're students and they're human beings, and they got some talent. And you want to see some cats rock. Take a look at this.
Standing ovation in Columbia, and the Hearns is rocking.
These cats, they will rock you. These cats, they will rock you.
We are the Cats from Old Mizzou. A 7 Big 8 title is nothing new. The Huskers are improving, the cycles will be tough, but the Tigers have a position and all defense stuff. I'm swerving Irvin with a 3-shot for 3. Watch me on the break, you'll like what you see. I'm Maccabee I from the Windy City. Now I see I'm Mizzou, I'm sitting real pretty.
I'm Brad Sutton of the Michigan Connection. Coming off the bench, I get added protection. 6'9", I can block a shot or two. I help bring the title back to Old Mizzou.
I'm bashful and I'm shy. I'm an introverted guy, but don't believe the hype. I'll tell you why.
I'm Johnny Mac and I hate the rap. The Antlers know me as Mac Attack. I play the D, or hit the 3, or pass the ball to someone who's free.
Larry Leonard here, heads above the rest. The last 3 years were really my test. I played down low, cause that's my spot. I get it down there and shoot the hook shot. Off the court, I'm a real nice guy, but make me mad, and here's my reply.
We will rock you.
Rock you,
We will rock you.
rock you. The Wildcats are roaring, the Cowboys trying to shoot, but watch the Tigers, they'll win if they loot.
Well, I'm AP, the sockless wonder. Give me the ball and feel my thunder. Whether shoot me for a 3 or a dish me for a deuce. I keep my pointers guessing and the Tigers on the loose.
Man here, I'm a leader on the team, whether rebounding, blocking, or passing like a dream. It's my senior year, it'll be our final test. I'll do what I can to make it all best.
I'm Greg Church. They call me the Hammer, but I'm a small-town guy with a quiet manner. I'm a senior captain. This could be our year. The Tigers are a team. The Big 8 will fear.
I'm coming from way out west. Give me the ball and I'll pass that test. I'm a 6'5" swingman, a new kid on the block. Get me on the court and watch me rock.
We will rock you. We will rock you. Lady Brad.
The Bucks have some movement and the Sooners have a king, but the Tigers will be fighting to win that Big 8 ring.
My name's Jim Horton, I'm Columbia's own. When I pick you, I'll put you in the twilight zone. A red shirt last year, now I'm ready to play. When I come off the bench, get out of my way.
Wentworth Zinyak is my name. Running and jumping is my game. I came to Mizzou from North P High. I can drive to the hoop and really sky.
I'm from Detroit. I'm known as the Breeze. With a slam or a jumper, I aim to please. My first year, we won the Big 8. But in '89, the title would be great.
I'm Doug Fresh, the Windex man. I like to dunk and please the fans. Whether slamming and jamming with a jumper that's mean, it's a lot of fun. Play for the Big 8 team.
I'm Warm Norm, and the team is my creation. I don't speak jive, avoid a stressful situation. Mellow on the bench, and quiet as a mouse as I watch these Tigers rock the house.
We will rock you. We will rock you. Let's hear it again, guys. We will rock you. We will rock you. Break it down, Dougie.
Hit it, bro, Fresh. Go, Fresh. Yeah, Fresh.
Dougie Fresh.
Hit it, Fresh.
Gary, I think the first thing that a lot of people want to know about a basketball player is how's he doing in school? How are you doing in school? I know, but I'm sure that a lot of people would really like to hear.
Well, I think that's usually the second thing. First thing I want to know is how you're doing on the court. I think primarily for a basketball player, but me personally, in school, I've gotten it together the last 3 semesters, really picked up my GPA a whole lot, getting serious about graduating, and I think I'll be 6 hours short at the end of this semester, so I can usually pick those up in summer school and hopefully be done with it.
Yeah, I'm going to be a little more specific. I'm not going to say what you except that you have had, this will be your 4th semester of a 3-point grade point average or better. So you're not only picking up, you're doing outstanding, and you keep that up. 6 hours to go, and you probably do that in the summertime.
Yeah, hopefully if all the courses are offered.
Well, before we get to basketball, let's talk about your musical talents. I didn't know if you were really up for the videotape.
I was a little below par that day. Wasn't feeling very well, but had no choice. There wasn't a whole lot of special effects we could use. I had to be there and wasn't real happy about it, and it shows.
Okay, let's talk about the basketball. I think you're having your best year. Probably more aggressive than you've ever been. That's my observation as a coach. Anything different this year, your senior year, than the previous years?
Well, I think the part about the aggressiveness is fair to say, and I think it's been there in flashes the past couple of years, but it's usually been towards the tail end of the season. This year, I kind of worked on it over the summer. Started it off from the beginning of the season, just started fresh with it and stayed with it and got the consistency I've been looking for thus far, and we're halfway through, so hopefully keep it up for the remainder of the season.
Is this ball club fun?
Oh, I think it's It's unbelievable how well I think everyone gets along, even off the court. I mean, it's not, we come out here, practice, get off the court, then don't want to see them in your face. You know, get out of the way. They're always together off the court. You see them on campus or something, I mean, you always got something nice to say to each other, so I think they're pretty tight as a group.
I've noticed that. I think it's tremendous. Gary, keep up a good work. Let's win every basketball game, get those 6 hours, and everything will be great. Through the magic of TV, we're going to return to Jay.
We're very
We will rock you. We will rock you. Let's hear it again, guys. We will.
Phillips 66 proudly presents Big 8 Conference Basketball. Today, you'll see two of the top candidates for the Big 8 Newcomer of the Year. On the left, Byron Houston out of Oklahoma City, fourth in the Big 8 rebounding race. And on the right, it's Anthony Peeler coming off a 19-point game in the victory over Virginia Tech. The Cowboys and the Tigers coming up. Raycom Sports and Entertainment presents Big 8 Conference Basketball. Today from the Hearn Center in Columbia, Missouri, it's the Oklahoma State Cowboys and the Missouri Tigers. Another sellout crowd at the Hearn Center here in mid-Missouri as the Cowboys and the Tigers get set for action. Hello, everybody. Jay Randolph to call the play-by-play, and alongside Gary Thompson to analyze the action. Big news for Cowboy fans. Thomas Jordan expected to play today's missed 6 games. They'll be happy to have him back.
Well, they certainly will, although Royce Jeffries come off the bench and done a good job.
Yes, indeed. These are two talented teams. Oklahoma State, very young. Missouri, 8th ranked in the nation, experienced.
Well, Leonard Hamilton's club has 10 first-year players, including 6 freshmen.
We hope you'll enjoy it. Glad to have you with us. We'll be back with the action right after these messages. Here's a look at today's starting lineup, brought to you by Buick. Dumas, Jeffries, Houston, Gaffney, and Williams going for Oklahoma State. They're 10-4, 1-0 in conference play. There's Leonard Hamilton. Hamilton, 40-year-old native of Gastonia, North Carolina. Had a great career as an assistant coach at Kentucky before going to Stillwater, Oklahoma. The Missouri lineup with Smith, Sandbody, Leonard, Howard, and Urban. The Tigers 15-3, 2-0 in conference play. The dean of the Big 8 coaches, 53-year-old Norm Stewart from Shelbyville, Missouri, heads up the Tigers. The officials for this afternoon's action here at the Hearn Center, Mike Curry, Merle Wilson, and Stanley Reynolds. First Big 8 road game for Oklahoma State. The Tigers won at Colorado. The Tigers have won 6 in a row, 10 of their last 11. As we said, they are 8th ranked in the nation. The Cowboys have won 5 in a row. They're 9-0 at home this year, but they are 0-3 on the road. And there's the series record, the 81st meeting. Missouri leading 54-26. The Tigers have won 11 straight here at the Hearn Center. Standing room only crowd of nearly 14,000.
Jay, Missouri's also beaten the Cowboys here at Hearns 11 straight. It's been since 78-79 season that the Cowboys have won here.
Number 24, Royce Jeffries, will go up against Doug Smith. As we're set to go, Mike Curry will toss the ball into the air. They're standing all around the center. Hope you'll enjoy it wherever you are. And this is Coward. Coward, number 4, down to Sandbody, 42. Oklahoma State opening in a man-to-man. Sandbody holding on outside. They get it into Leonard. The big guy stuffs it through. Gary Leonard.
Now, Leonard been bothered a little bit by the flu, and Cole has not played a lot of minutes in the last couple of ball games, but a good start for him, and that's what the Tigers need inside.
Gaffney trying to get it in under. A steal taken away by Smith. And right back the other way as the interception is taken by Gaffney.
Gaffney, not a great basketball player, but a good job for Oklahoma State. He's just solid and unusual to see him turn the ball over.
Byron Aaron Houston trying the turnaround shot down in, and he gets fouled by Gary Leonard.
Gary Leonard, his first, number 1 on the Tigers.
Here's Houston, the fine freshman from Oklahoma State. You see Leonard going up and getting a piece of him, and Houston on the line.
Houston had 21 points in the game against Louisville, a tough 92-90 loss for the Cowboys. Hits the free throw. He's averaging 78.9 at the free throw line. Houston leading the team in field goal percentage and in rebounding.
And you could add block shots on that one, too, with Jordan sitting down for about 5 games.
A very young club, 10 newcomers for Oklahoma State, including 6 freshmen.
And their basketball should be ahead of them, really, and they should get tougher as this Big 8 season goes on.
Tried to get the pass in under to Leonard. Foul is called on Richard Dumas, his first.
His first, number 1 on the Cowboys.
And Big 8 fans remember Richard Dumas from last year. Second team all Big 8, and Jay, it was tough to make anything but second team last year for a newcomer because you had 5 first-round NBA players.
Irwin getting away with a push-off, intercepted underneath by Jeffries. 2 turnovers for the Tigers in the early going. This is Gaffney getting it off to Williams. Down into Houston, back out it comes, and the turnover is the second for the Cowboys.
Tigers are really going to jam it down inside because basically this Cowboy team is an inside ball club that likes to get down around the blocks and in the paint, and so they're going to give up the shot outside and try and take away the inside game.
Coward holding outside, guarded by Gaffney. Around to Urban. Smith takes the jumper. Sandbody tapped it up. Underneath, Irwin with the rebound, and a foul called in underneath.
And not an unusual scene as you're going to see here, and that's Byron Irvin getting on the offensive boards. He's a strong rebounder. As you see Doug Smith go up for the shot, Sandbody gets moved out, tries to get the tip, and there's Irwin. As we said, a good offensive rebounder, has more offensive rebounds than he does defense on the year.
Jeffries charged with the foul, his first, team foul number 2. Coward into Leonard, and coming in underneath there, number 24, Royce Jeffries, committing the foul.
That looked like a cinch, too, right there. We'll see what happens, why he doesn't get it. He beats his man, a good pass away from the defense, but the reach in there, Jeffries on support defense, grabs the big guy Leonard across the wrist.
Johnny Pittman, number 45, into the lineup as Jeffries goes out. Pittman, a 7-foot sophomore from Rosenberg, Texas. Boy, he takes up some space. Leonard at the line, the senior from Belleville East. Belleville, Illinois. Leonard, a 66.7 free throw shooter, averaging 9.3 a game, 11.3 points per game in his last 4. Communications major. Leonard coming up empty at the line. Score tied at 2. 18:15 to play. First half at the Hearn Center in Columbia.
Pittman just in the game gets his first rebound, and this is the number 1 and 2 rebound teams in the Big 8 conference, with the Tigers number 1 and ranking 8 in the country.
Gaffney cuts it through for a 3-pointer. Oklahoma State leads 5-2. Gaffney shooting 53.9% on 3-pointers coming in today. It hit 14 out of 25, make it now 15 out of 26. Here's the lead pass on the steal to Dumas, and he puts it through, and all of a sudden the Cowboys are up 7-2.
Well, a good key pass after the interception right there. Looking down court, catches Dumas open. Good aggressive man-for-man defense by the Cowboys.
Coward, a 3-pointer. Bingo!
He's starting to shoot that 3-pointer better. He's 42% on the year. Last year, he knocked him down at about a 52 or 3% clip.
Dumas with the jumper. It won't go. A foul called underneath. Pittman with a push-off under there. As Pittman and Urban were going at it. That's team foul number 4. There's Leonard Hamilton, has a master's in physical education from Austin Peay.
Really brought this Oklahoma State Cowboy team along. 8-20 his first year, went 14-16 last year, and now sitting 10-4, and just a tremendously youthful team. Oh, beautiful.
Sandbody trying to dish it off to Leonard, and it didn't work, and here's the jumper by Williams the other way. Rebounded outside by Irwin. Tigers running. Smith off to Coward. His shot wouldn't go down, and it'll belong to Oklahoma State. Greg Church will come into the lineup for Missouri. Church, number 33, the senior from Palmyra, Missouri, replacing Leonard. James Church.
Excuse me, I was going to say, Doug Smith really made that break. He was trailing, he was in the middle, and he hollers, he's talking to his teammates, get it back in the middle. And there's a guy we always talk about, 6'10", that can handle it there. They didn't get the layup, but they executed the break like they should.
They had over 13,600 in this building, a Hearns record last Saturday for the Iowa State game. Another big crowd here today. The shot was put up, and Corey Williams put it through. Does it count? No. Charge on Williams, no basket.
You get the penetration there, and you see Dumas going up and draws it. It'll be the second on the
that foul is on Dumas, yes. Dumas charged with a foul, his second. 5 team fouls now against Oklahoma State. Down under to Smith, double teamed, offensive foul, right. That's the first on him. Coming into the game, as we mentioned right at the top of this broadcast, number 22, Thomas Jordan, is going to go today. Jordan, who's been out 6 games with a stress fracture from Baltimore, Maryland, averaging 15.1, 21 points against Louisville and University of Missouri, Kansas City. Number 22, he's in the game right now, Jordan, and he can be a big key for them. Jordan with the ball and the jumper. Battle along that lane, and going up there was Houston twice, and a turnover on a traveling call.
Here you look at Norm Stewart. Had a birthday yesterday. Watch this action right here. It doesn't take Jordan long to get up his first shot. Comes off. Now you'll see the action. They scramble for the boards underneath. Once, twice, gets away, and finally a travel was called as Houston came out with the ball.
Church loses it in the lane. Pass down from Gaffney to Williams. And now for the dunk. That was Jordan.
Well, you got to credit Jordan for alertness right there as that ball was going out of bounds, and Missouri kept it alive. He was right there to grab it and react, stuff it to him.
Tigers are in a real street fight down in underneath, Gary, at both ends of the court right now.
Well, the Cowboys have been real strong on those boards, as the Tigers have had, and you see the reason why right there.
Irvin put up the shot, it wouldn't go.
Well, you've got some kind of line for Oklahoma State in there right now with Jordan and Pittman in there. 7 foot, 6'10".
Extremely talented young team. Now a turnover the other way as Church took it away. Coward almost loses it. He holds on. Coward underneath. Beautiful play. Pass going in for the bucket to Byron Irvin, who has 2. The visitors from Stillwater lead by a deuce with 15 minutes to play in this first half.
When you watch the Cowboy offense, everything is down inside. There's Jordan getting it up. And inside again is Houston. Or no, it's Pittman.
And the foul charge. It'll be on number 45, Johnny Pittman. Oh, wait a minute. They call a foul on Sandbody.
Jordan goes up, and you see now Pittman comes in and gets inside Sandbody. Mike Corley right on the call.
Darwin Alexander, number 14, into the game for Oklahoma State. We've got a timeout, and we'll be right back after this message from your friends at Phillips 66. State leading 9-7. They have 14:51 to play in the first half. There's the rebounding in the early going.
And for the teams, Missouri a plus 8-7 rebound margin, and Oklahoma State 6-5 plus on the year.
This is Darwin Alexander. He's out there on the back line now with Williams, and a call underneath on Sandbody.
Sandbody must have pushed second, because I saw Houston jab a little elbow in there, but that's what happens always, the second guy. There's Sandbody right there, and I didn't see anything unless he pushed early, but Houston really got him with a short jab.
5 team fouls against the Cowboys, 4 against Missouri.
Boy, it's a battle inside, Jay, on both ends.
Try to get it in underneath there. And from the corner, Darwin Alexander. He has his first field goal. 11-7, the Cowboys.
Alexander with that last basket, considered one of the top guard prospects in Louisiana last year.
Smith at the foul line, traveled. Another turnover for Missouri.
Turnovers have hurt Norm Stewart's club.
They've got a half a dozen already. Oklahoma State with 5. It's a very fast-paced game in the early going. Missouri coming off a 104-99 victory at Virginia Tech. And the Cowboys coming off a non-conference victory over ORU. 125-98 the victory.
And they trail 60-53 at halftime in that ball game. 60 points, the most anybody scored in a half off Oklahoma State ever.
At the top of the show, we talked about the freshman Anthony Peeler. He comes into the game, number 44. Peeler out of Kansas City, Missouri, Paseo. 3-time All-Metro Conference in Kansas City. Mr. Show Me Basketball last year in the state of Missouri. Oh, it's Peeler in there now. Turnaround shot, up and good. A nice move that time by Johnny Pittman.
You'll watch Pittman, and they're a very emotional type player. And you can see it on that camera. After he hits that shot, he looks down, pumps his fist.
Lee Coward comes back with a three-pointer. He has 5. The Cowboys lead 13-10.
Interesting stat, Jay, on Peeler as we move in their Big 8 play here is that when he's come into the game all year long, Missouri has picked up offensively and always have had the best of it. He's always on the scoring end for Missouri, and they increase the leads. What I'm trying to get out here.
That shot put up and tapped up again. That was Jordan trying to tap it in. It wouldn't go. Now a jumper the other way by Smith. Tapped up and in. Who do they give it to? Peeler?
Peeler. Yep. That's what we're talking about. He's right in the action.
A 1-point lead for the Cowboys.
Half of Oklahoma State's offense, I think, is on those offensive boards. They've been real tough in there, and that along with the break. When they have to set like this and fight half-court defense, they're not as strong offensively. Ooh, boy.
Houston had the ball and a foul on Peeler. And Peeler, with his face right up against Stanley Reynolds, one of the officials.
Well, the crowd is on it again. He's turning, and with his elbows going across, he's turned inside to make his move, and caught Peeler. And there's some words.
Norm Stewart, only Fog Allen and Mr. Henry Iba have coached longer in the Big 8. Stewart now in his 21st season here. Oh, this crowd didn't like the call. Team fouls are even at 5 apiece. Take it out to Darwin Alexander.
Jay, if you're a player right now, you want to keep your hands off. You don't want to be bumping anything and doing anything unnecessarily because you're going to get calls. Here we get a 3-second.
3-second violation charged against Johnny Pittman of Oklahoma State. Oh, the Tigers will have a chance to take the lead. They're down 13-12. Rebounding. The jumper put up that time by Peeler. It didn't go. Out of bounds, belongs to the Tigers. Sandbody will trigger it in. The senior from Washington, Missouri, out to Coward. Back in under. And the turnaround shot put up by Doug Smith won't go. He's fouled. Foul is charged to Jordan. It's his first. That's team foul number 6.
Oklahoma State foul, Thomas Jordan.
You see Missouri with the ball here. Smith does a good job of going straight up. And Jordan gets a piece of the ball, but also a piece of the wrist. Those two big guys, Thomas Jordan and Johnny Pittman, sat out last year, Prop 48 kids, but they did go with the Big 8 select team to Czechoslovakia, so they got some experience this summer after sitting out.
Tigers having trouble in the early going at the free throw line. Smith, a sophomore from Mackenzie High School in Detroit, Michigan. At 19 at Stillwater last year in the victory for the Tigers. Tigers swept Oklahoma State last season. Score tied at 13. Second time we've been tied. Pressure by Missouri.
Yeah, a little pressure.
The jumper is up, in and out. And underneath there, dominating inside, Johnny Pittman.
And Missouri will not be able to give him that many on that offensive board. We said that's part of their offense. That ball goes up, they crash the boards and get on that offensive glass.
Gaffney put that first shot up. It was in and out. Tough shooting luck for him, but they got two. And now Smith in along the line. Tapped up. Sambodi got the bucket. Score tied at 15. Sambodi's first basket of the game.
And he reacts when his man went to help. He just followed, took up space, and got in there where he could follow it up.
$11 minutes to play in a very, very quick paced first half. Corey Williams. There's a double. Houston. Houston doesn't get it to go. Foul on Peeler. Peeler commits his second.
Missouri foul, Anthony Peeler.
Was he fouled before the shot?
His second, number 6 on the Tigers.
Back into. Well, let's take a look at this, Gary.
Chris Gaffney back in. Number 32, Vaughn McDade.
Yep, don't have it, but he's going to shoot. Houston will go to the line. Vaughn McDade, number 32, comes into the lineup for Oklahoma. And Chris Gaffney has returned to the back line to work with Corey Williams.
McDade, a kid that averaged 28 points in junior college, played at Iowa Lakes Community College. He's really not a great shooter, but he's a great scorer.
Houston is a 78.9% free throw shooter, averaging 12.4 a game. Very confident, unselfish player. Rebound Sambodi. Both clubs having trouble at the line. Score tied at 15.
And the Cowboys have had struggled at that line throughout the year, 65.9%.
Smith got the feed down underneath, but the bucket would not go. There is a foul charge. Foul is on Gaffney.
Chris Gaffney.
Doug Smith, second on his Missouri club in assists, and Byron Irvin does as good a job as anybody, talking with Coach Daly, of going that baseline and getting that ball.
Well, Irvin had that one roll off the rim for him. He's an 83.3% free throw shooter, the best on the Tiger squad. Puts the Tigers up 16-15.
Had 15 out of 20 against Virginia Tech.
First time, Gary, that the Tigers have led since they were up 2-0. 10:36 to play in the first half. Tigers 17, the Cowboys 15.
It's the statement you make as you travel through life, distinctive, decidedly you. The great American road belongs to Buick. Oh, it's the fast lane of life, the road to the top, the road that Buick commands. Yeah, the great American road belongs to Buick.
For your farm, your family, your piece of America, AgriCenter means more.
Today's game is brought to you in part by your local Cyanamid AgriCenter dealer, representing America's best agricultural suppliers and committed to helping farmers care for the land.
AgriCenter means more.
We hope all of you enjoy today's game.
You know, it was great growing up on our ranch in Oklahoma. And now when I walk into a New York City restaurant and order up a little bitty Kansas City strip, makes me feel right at home.
I've got a taste for some real food.
Break away to your nearest Phillips 66 station. Register to win a trip for two to both the Caribbean and the '89 College Basketball Championships, or a trip to the Phillips 66 Big 8 Tournament. When you register, pick up a free Big 8 team decal. Enter now at participating Phillips 66 stations. Houston putting it in play. Coming up court, Corey Williams, guarded closely by Coward as we near the midway point of the first half.
Tigers that time a 1-2-2 trap, and the Cowboys handling it pretty well.
Jumper would not go down as...
Kind of an excuse me foul there.
Yeah, Williams with the foul. Thomas Jordan putting that shot up, and there is Corey Williams.
his first.
A 1-and-1 goes into effect with 10:18 remaining in this first half for the Tigers, as that was team foul number 7 against the Cowboys. There it is.
Irwin slipping, and then Corey Williams just couldn't get out of his way.
I mentioned this fellow's a fine free throw shooter. Had a career-high 35 in the victory over Virginia Tech
More
this week.
Jay, excuse me, more impressive than that 35 points was the defense that he put on Bimbo Coles over there. He ended up with 20-some points, but shot about 6 for 15.
Good rebound by Peeler. The shot underway, and a foul. Shot came from Doug Smith from the corner. The foul.
I think it's on Sandbody.
I believe so. He's in a little trouble. That's number 3 on Sandbody. Button's going to come into the game, number 22 for Missouri, and Royce Jeffries will return for Oklahoma State.
Substitution for Missouri, number 22.
And we're going to get number 21.
Mike Sambody.
Richard Dumas back in the Oklahoma State lineup as Von McDade goes out.
21, Richard Dumas back in.
Good look at Norm. Picked up his 500th win earlier this season. Sitting at 512 right now.
Against Oklahoma State over the years, a record of 21-2 here in Columbia. Houston at the free throw line. He has 3 points. Houston, a fierce competitor. Player of the year in Oklahoma as a senior at Oklahoma City Star Spencer High.
Big school player of the year. That Oklahoma.
Yeah, they got so many. But that's good. I like that. I like a lot of awards for the kids when they're in high school.
So they argue with us once in a while down there when they say big.
Yeah, that's right.
Oklahoma player of the year.
Pass in underneath. Ball batted out of bounds. And a turnover. Last touch by one of the Missouri players. That's 7 turnovers against the Tigers. There's the turnover statistics as Missouri leads by 1, 18-17. Jeffries.
He wanted it that time.
He couldn't handle it.
No, he was starting.
Three-pointer from outside by Chris Gaffney. And the Cowboys go back in the lead 20-18.
Gaffney will not shoot that much, but he's the best three-point shooter for the Cowboys at 54%.
Coward guarded by Williams. They try to get a pass in under, and there's a foul charge. The pass was headed in toward Urban.
Oklahoma State foul. Byron Houston.
Houston, that's his first. Urban will go to the free throw line as we have 9.5 to play in this first half.
Jay, we're going to see some fouls in this basketball game because both teams are aggressive, both good board clubs, and you're going to get some fouls going to the board.
6 points for Byron Urban. He's had 11 straight games when he's been in double figures. Leads the team in steals with 36 coming into today's action here at Hearn. Score tied at 20. That's the 4th time this game has been knotted up in the first half. Pretty good play there by Williams to control it. Williams and Gaffney on the back line. Royce Jeffries now getting it to Williams.
See the side there. Here goes Irwin. They're not going to let it get inside if they can help it without double teaming.
Dumas, turnaround shot, won't go down for him, and rebounded underneath there in fine fashion by Button.
And Jeffries was inside that time, just mistimed his jump as the ball went high off the board.
Button's jumper wouldn't go. Ball out of bounds. You see Coach Hamilton talking with Merle Wilson. And Greg Church will return for the Tigers.
Missouri, number 33, Greg Church. Checks in,
Doug Smith getting a rest.
2 frontliners as you look at Greg right there from Missouri. Church and Bunton come off that bench and really play well.
Peeler loses it. We'd heard that the guard play for Oklahoma State was a little weak. We know it's inexperienced, but I've been impressed with the way Gaffney and Williams has played out there today. They've caused a lot of activity, and the turnover problem driving in to score, that was Corey Williams.
And that's his first 2 of the ball game. The freshman out of Macon, Georgia, second-team All-Stater.
Cowboys lead at 22-20, 8.5 to play first half.
See, Irvin will bust out at the key, and then they'll look down inside as they got 2 guys on the block.
Ball batted around, and finally coming away with it is Gaffney. 9 turnovers for the Tigers. Jeffries off the glass for two. Jeffries' first field goal, 24-20. 4-point advantage for the Cowboys with 8 minutes to play.
Button and Church talking to each other there, and I don't know if they got mixed up on assignments or not, trying to get squared away.
Doug Smith will come back in along with John McIntyre when the Tigers have an opportunity to get them in. And here is a whistle and a 3-second violation. And now McIntyre and Smith coming on for Missouri. As we take a timeout, 7:48 to play in the first half. We'll be back after this message from your friends at Phillips 66. Of this program without the written permission of Raycom Sports and Entertainment is forbidden. The Cowboys and their coach, Leonard Hamilton, roping the boards. Billy Self there, just on the left of the screen, played at Oklahoma State, an assistant.
He could shoot it a little from outside.
Yes, sir, he could put it up, couldn't he? Long pass down court. Dumas.
Good block.
Oh, wonderful play in underneath by Doug Smith.
Good kick out.
Down to Coward. Coward on the run. Into Church. Church gets it in off the glass. His first basket of the game. And it's 24-22 Oklahoma State with 7:25 to play in this first half.
Boy, Church continues hot. That's 21 of his last 29 shots. Takes good shots. He knows what he can do and stays with that. Good percentage shots.
Jeffries back out to Gaffney. The three-pointer won't go down. Rebounded by McIntyre. Long pass to Smith. He couldn't handle it. Oh, that was close. Would have been nice for the Tigers. It would have tied it up. 11 turnovers for Missouri here in the first half. Coach Hamilton wanted a push call on the play.
The Tigers really haven't had that break situation so far. They've had spurts all through the year where they really get out strong and blow things open with a rush, but it hasn't happened yet. In fact, the Cowboys have had more opportunities off the break.
Nice little floating jumper by Corey Williams for her first basket of the game, and the Cowboys back to a 4-point advantage. McIntyre, Coward. Coward guarded by Williams. Round to Button, under to Smith. That's two.
Good pass that time. Good lob pass and support defense that time coming just a little late to do any good.
Doug Smith has 3 points. Cowboys lead by 2. Here's an interception. Smith, McIntyre back to Smith, and they turn it back over.
I don't know if a hand got on that or not, but McIntyre, the pass just behind him where he couldn't handle it. You go with that press. You don't expect to get something every time, but sooner or later you're going to get something, which the Tigers did, but the Cowboys recover and come back and get one in.
Nice pass. Dumas getting it into Jeffries. He scored. He's fouled. Has the chance for the 3-point play. Button charged with the foul.
Really physical inside. It goes up. That freezes the defense. A lot of times when you go up and then drop it off, and Jeffries with that left hand off the glass, Button with the foul.
Jeffries, the Oklahoma Small School Player of the Year out of Soper, Oklahoma. Leonard's going to come back in.
Norm Stewart may be looking for a little extra size and on the board.
Button coming out. It's Erwin Church, Smith, Leonard, and Coward on the court for the Tigers. Jeffries at the free throw line, a 62.5% free throw shooter. He has 5 points, and it's a 5-point lead for the Cowboys. 6 minutes to play, first half.
Watching Oklahoma State that time, Corey Williams just overplaying Coward. Looked like they're trying to take the ball out of his hands. Good block by Houston. He leads this club in block shots right now that Jordan's been out.
Houston doing a good job against Leonard. Doug Smith triggers it in the corner to Coward for the jumper. That's a good one. Was it 3 or 2? 2. 29-26. Jeffries down court. Guarded by Church. Blocked. Church comes out with it. And it's thrown away over there by Smith. Smith was trying to hit Coward, led him too far. Shot put up by Williams won't go. Leonard with the rebound. And it has been a fast-paced first half, Gary, I'll tell you. Here's Smith into Church, a foul called underneath. Boy, it has been rugged in along that line.
It really has. This up and down. Rebound, kick out.
Oklahoma State foul.
You see Smith going in here, drops it off to Church, and called the foul right there way before, of course, Church gets in the shooting motion.
Peeler comes back in to replace Doug Smith. Smith limping off, and now into the game for Oklahoma State. Thomas Jordan, number 22, who's missed the last 6 games, as you well know, if you're an Oklahoma State Cowboy fan with a stress fracture. Church on the line. Oh, and nobody's been able to hit their free throws except Irvin here in this first half for the Tigers. 29-26, the Cowboys. Pressure from the Tigers.
Missouri's been a good free throw shooting team all year, too. Still sitting there at over 71%, but they struggled a little bit against Tech. Except they hit the key ones when it was crunch time.
Turnarounder won't go down for Jordan. And a foul charged against Corey Williams of Oklahoma State, his second.
That's the second time he didn't get his money's worth.
Oklahoma State foul, Corey Williams.
Oklahoma State getting set to send Brian Walsh into the game, the sophomore from Adrian, Michigan, a transfer from Albion, set out last season. There he is.
Checks in. Free throws, 1-1 for Anthony Peeler.
Peeler on the line. Peeler, certainly, as we mentioned in our opening remarks, candidate for newcomer of the year. 19 points, a career high against Virginia Tech. And there is Doug Smith, who, as we mentioned, limped off moments ago when Peeler came back in. And now a whistle, somebody in the lane. Wave it off. 29-27 Cowboys. Free throw shooting. Gaffney. Walsh. Shot put up, won't go down. And that was Johnny Pittman trying to put it through. The foul charge, and we'll see it on Leonard.
Right there, and Leonard gives him the baseline, and Cowboy strong there. They'll turn that shoulder into you and look for that glass. You're going to have to turn them inside.
Pittman, 7 feet tall. I think you mentioned, Barry, he was a Prop 48er.
Originally signed with Kentucky.
Minutes to play in this first half. Rebound, Church. Missouri with a chance to take the lead on a three-pointer, tie it with 2. And here is a foul charged on Walsh. Walsh blocking in the paint.
Well, Irvin never bashful about taking that ball to the basket. He leads his club in free throws, 132 attempts. That's double what any other player. Peeler right next to him is about 58. You see Irvin come in and challenge him, and he'll go to the stripe for 2.
Tigers 11 in a row here at Hearns, 11 in a row over Oklahoma State. 8 points for Byron Irvin. He's 6 of 8 at the free throw line. 7 of 9 now, and the score tied at 29. It's the 5th time we've been tied up here in the first half. Gaffney getting it back out to Wall. Good pass, feeding it in nicely to Houston. Foul on Leonard. Leonard's 3rd personal.
Good pass by Walsh moments ago. Leonard picking up his 3rd as Pittman did a good job of sealing Leonard off. Watch him right here. Got good position. The pass right where it should be, where he can handle it away from the defense.
Oh, boy.
And then rises up right into it.
Is there something about verticality?
Verticality. I think he had the inside track that time.
All right. Coleman comes into the game. Jamal Coleman, number 32. Pittman at the line. Pittman now with 5 points. He can put his club up by 2.
Pretty much of an experience, Jay. When he goes to the line, he's hitting about 55%. I know those Cowboys are ready to go on that offensive glass when he's on the free throw line.
Irwin rebounds out to Peeler. Bunton will come back in when he gets a chance for Missouri. 4.5 to play first half. Walsh steals it away. Pass to Jeffries. Nice play by Walsh. Jeffries gets it off, and it is up and good by Jordan. And the lead is 32-29, the Cowboys.
Boy, good job by Jordan that time, staying away from an offensive foul. He came down, looked like he was going to take it right in, but stopped, jumped straight up. And Walsh was 7th in the Big 8 in steals already, and he just started playing at semester.
Leonard's shot was blocked. Beautiful pass. Oh, what a Peeler to Church. Assist to Peeler, a dandy, as you mentioned, Gary. 32-31, Oklahoma State.
Got him.
Jordan against Church. They wanted a walking call, didn't get it. And Leonard goes down on the far side. The two of them battling for the ball over there. Leonard weighs 264 pounds, and he cracked down in the corner there on number 45, Johnny Pittman. Look at this. Boom.
Pittman's speed right there just allowed him to beat Leonard. It'll be the 4th. You see, he just rides him right out.
Oklahoma State will have 2 free throws in possession of the basketball.
Called intentional foul.
An intentional foul. Wait a minute. Now Norm Stewart wants timeout. Leonard's sitting down. Stewart can't understand why Walsh is on the line.
That's right.
I think they've got it figured out now. They've called it an intentional foul on Leonard.
Johnny Pittman.
Now are they calling it technical?
I think it wasn't.
Well, they called a flagrant intentional foul is what they've called. Stanley Reynolds explaining it. Coward coming back in. Button coming back in. 2 free throws coming up for Johnny Pittman.
Well, he's going to get the business right now as he stands there, a lonesome cowboy.
Larry, I think Tiger fans have to be amazed at the way their club's been out-hustled here in the first half.
Well, Pittman, Pittman with the speed right there. Great play. Turns it into 1 point now and saves possession of the ball. Hits them both.
34-31, Oklahoma State. 3:49 remaining in the first half. Back with more in a moment. Gary Leonard sitting it out, a former St. Louis Post-Dispatch scholar athlete from Belleville East High School in Southern Illinois. 4 fouls for the 7-footer. Jeffries to put it in play for Oklahoma State. Out front to Gaffney. Gaffney and Walsh now on the back line with Jeffries. And this, the big guy, putting it up in there. Pittman wouldn't go. Pittman joined in there on the front line by Jordan. Back come the Tigers.
Tough shot that time. I think more than anything, he was trying to draw the foul again and really shot it off balance.
A 3-pointer would tie it. Howard guarded by Walsh. Irwin trying to get it underneath. Threw it away. Trying to get it to Church, and it just didn't get to it, or the pass was thrown too far in front. He may have thought Church was coming out.
Well, I think he really went up for the shot, was going to, and found out the defensive man was right there.
Shot by Pittman won't go, and a foul underneath. Shoving off under there is Thomas Jordan, number 22. His second personal foul. We mentioned that Doug Smith limped off earlier in this half, and he is limping back on right now.
Sandberg sitting out with 3 fouls, so you got 2 of the starting front line guys.
Coward, Peeler, Smith, Church, and Button on the court for the Tigers, and Church on the line. Church, a senior, injured much his freshman year, missing at the line, and the rebound to Pittman.
Church a good free throw too, or shooter, and struggles. He missed a couple.
Tigers have been hurt by poor free throw shooting here in the first half. Jordan. Walsh. Coward hacked him on the arm. Coward put Walsh on the line. The first on Coward. 2:53 remaining in this first half. Walsh is quite a story. Majoring in finance, recovering from a fracture, and a very fine passer. Sat out last season after transferring from Albion. He's from Adrian, Michigan. Walsh, a 66.7% free throw shooter, averaging 5.7 a game, has his first point. Rebound Church. Cowboys lead by 4.
And they didn't stay with that ball that time, the Cowboys. They backed right out of there on the glass.
Shot put up. Wouldn't go down for Nathan Button. He is fouled. Foul charge to Jordan, his third. There, here's the foul on Jordan. This often happens to a fellow who sat out 6 games. He can easily get in foul trouble when he comes back because he's a little out of sync.
Well, and Button that time with a shot, instead of you watch his arm instead of straight up, he kind of cocks the ball back, and that's where Jordan picked up the foul. As he
Houston returning to the Oklahoma State lineup, and Button will be on the line. Nathan, out of Detroit, Michigan's Murray Wright High School, an All-American there. His dad, the late Bill Button, a great star at Michigan.
Done a good job off the bench, but has played his best right here at home. He's averaged 8 points and 5 rebounds in comparison to about 5 points and 4 rebounds on overall.
Button with 2. 2-point lead for the Cowboys, 35-33 with 2:40 to go in this first half. Church with a steal. Nice play. Smith back to Church. And it won't win again. It was Peeler. Peeler ties it up, 35 all.
Well, he's a good jumper, and he's a quick jumper.
Score tied for the 6th time.
How's the Cowboys right now? I'd back it up, and I'd use some time off this clock on this possession. I'd run it down to within about 10.
Gary, that last play by Peeler got the crowd back into it here.
Well, he's a great athlete.
Underneath Jeffries. Give the assist that time to Johnny Pittman as he got it to Jeffries. Jeffries has 7 points, and the Cowboys lead by 2.
That may be a key play right here in the first half. As you say, they go up by 2. The crowd is really into it. If they miss and the Tigers come down and score again and get the lead, they might be off to the races here in the last couple minutes.
Peeler in the lane, a foul charge. It was either on Jeffries or Gaffney.
Well, it's going to be on Gaffney, number 4. You see the penetration. He goes to the foul line next to Irvin more than anybody else. He's been there 58 times, and he'll penetrate on him.
Gaffney coming out, and Derwin Alexander, number 14, returning to the game, the freshman from Brother Martin High in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Good look at the freshman. Struggled with his shooting early in the year, but in the last few ball games has hit 9 of his last 18 shots.
More free throw problems for the Tigers. Peeler coming off that fine game at Blacksburg, Virginia. It's a 1-point lead for Oklahoma State with 1:45 to go first half. And we get a walk against Walsh. Good defense.
Well, the press starting to pay a little dividends for Norm Stewart. They handled it early in the ball game, but now they turned it over a few times.
Pass coming into Coward. Button back to Coward. Irwin along the line, feeds Button. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. Chris Gaffney, number 4, returning to replace Walsh for Oklahoma State. 18 turnovers, Gary, against the Tigers in the first half.
And they're only down 1. Norm Stewart's going to have to go in feeling pretty good when you make that many turnovers in 1 half, and still are within 1 point.
Traveling call will turn it back to the Tigers with 1:27 to go in this first half. Coach Hamilton, who's done such a splendid job at Stillwater, bringing that basketball program back and has a lot to look forward to with this young and talented team. Church. 2 points for Church, and the Tigers are back on top, 38-37.
Good execution on their offense that time. The Cowboys have turned it over 12-2 with that last one, so
Jeffries wanted to put it up. He's fouled by Church. Church has 6 points after that last basket. 1:09 left to go in the first half. Jay Randolph along with Gary Thompson. Here it is, Gary.
Good pass. As you said, they like to go down the block. Missouri like to keep them in that position where they do not get in the paint. They force them out. But Church goes after it this time, and Jeffries will go to the line.
And the foul is charged to Coward and not Church. Jeffries has 7 points. He misses the first end of the 2 shots. His free throw will tie the game at 38. 7th time we've been tied in the first half.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, Vaughn McDade returning. Jeffries going out. 8 points for Jeffries.
Leonard Hamilton protecting him on the foul situation. He had picked up too early.
Church, Coward, and Peeler. Along with Button and Smith out there, and another turnover.
Calling for help.
First half.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, Vaughn McDade returning. Jeffries going out. 8 points for Jeffries.
Leonard Hamilton protecting him on the foul situation. He had picked up too early.
Church, Coward, and Peeler. Along with Button and Smith out there, and another turnover.
Calling for help.
Score tied at 38, 45 seconds to play first half. Turnaround shot goes over the hoop that time as it was put up by Pittman. And 2 points for Church. Boy, he got the pass and just didn't get it up off the glass in time. Tigers by 2.
And the Cowboys out a hole for 1 right now. Worst they can do is go in down by 2. They got a chance to tie it or go up 1.
And that's what they're going to do. 20 seconds remaining in this first half. This standing room only crowd coming to its feet. The Tigers leading by 2. Down to 10. The jumper won't go down. The jumper put up by Vaughn McDade, and the Tigers will have it with 5 seconds remaining.
Well, he made his move too early. Let's see if the Cowboys get burned on that play.
Peeler comes down to Smith, and a steal, and the long throw won't go down as it was stolen by McDade, and he tried to tie it up. We're at the end of a rather frantic first half, and the Tigers lead it 40-38. Halftime activities coming up in just a moment. Big 8 basketball time. The Tigers lead by 2. It has been a competitive struggle, I'll tell you that.
Been a lot of turnovers, but it's been a good ball game despite that. The competitive intensity of these two teams is something here in the first half.
We'll be back with more from the Hearn Center in Columbia, Missouri, right after these messages. Tigers lead by 2 here in halftime at the Hearn Center. Jay Randolph along with Gary Thompson. Hope you've enjoyed it. It has been a very physical first half. And, Gary, I wonder about stamina in the second half. It's a warm day outside and inside.
Also fouls. Sam Bodie and Leonard, some fouls on them, but it has been a physical game. Both these clubs are strong on the boards.
We talked about the young stars on these two clubs, and the turnovers have been a big factor. We're going to show you a turnover, and Peeler doing a job that really got this crowd back into it and helped propel Missouri back into the lead.
Well, he's a great athlete, Anthony Peeler. You see the good steal here. And Church with a behind-the-back pass comes in down here. I think it's to Smith right there and feeds it back to Church. Watch him put it up, and watch coming from this side. Anthony Peeler, boom, and he just smashes that thing down. Good jumper.
Well, a lot of the old Missouri Tigers came back to play here today, and they're seeing some youngsters from Missouri play very well. Time to spotlight this week's Big 8 Player of the Week. It's brought to you by Phillips 66. Auto Center Sean Vandiver is the Phillips 66 Big 8 Player of the Week. Vandiver scored 27 points, grabbed 14 rebounds in Colorado's 81-77 overtime loss to the Iowa State Cyclones. The 6'10", 220-pound junior shot 12 of 21 from the field. At the time he was named, Vandiver averaged 19.4 points and 10.9 rebounds per contest. Along with Oklahoma's Stacey King, they were the only players in the Big 8 averaging in double figures in both rebounds. Helped Missouri defeat the Oklahoma Sooners 71-68. And the 5'8" senior from New Jersey scored 21 points and grabbed 10 rebounds in the 77-70 road victory over Iowa State. Congratulations to Sandy Profett, the Big 8 Conference Women's Player of the Week. Big 8 basketball action will continue this week when Nebraska hosts Wyoming Monday night. Then Tuesday, Missouri is on the road at Maryland. Wednesday, Colorado is at Oklahoma, and Kansas State is at Oklahoma State. Iowa Iowa State and Western Illinois will meet in Ames, and Kansas meets cross-state rival Wichita State. There's nothing better than Big 8 basketball. Get out and see a game in your area. Hope you'll join us next Saturday on Raycom Sports when the Missouri Tigers meet the Nebraska Cornhuskers at the Devaney Center in Lincoln at 1. And then at 3 p.m., the Kansas State Wildcats are in Lawrence to take on the Kansas Jayhawks. The Sunflower Series continues. Don't forget to check your local listings for the games to be seen in your area. We'll be right back after these messages from your local stations.
At the institution of the Big 8 Conference.
The Tigers lead the Cowboys 40-38. Missouri is 11-1 this year when they have led at halftime. It's the third time OSU has trailed at half. They're 1-2. They won their last time, outscoring Oral Roberts 71-38 to win that game 124-98 over ORU. Well, Cincinnati and Florida State, and they're in the second half, and Florida State holding on to a slim 5-point lead in that one. Houston and SMU, a battle in the Southwest Conference at halftime. SMU by 1. And Duke and Wake Forest. And look at this. Duke coming off the loss to North Carolina and taking a beating by Wake Forest. Saw a lot of the old-timers here today. Al Eberhard, John Brown, Mark Dressler, and others. We'll be back with more right after these messages. We look at some halftime stats with you. Gary, the turnovers, the big factor certainly, and Missouri with 20 and Oklahoma State with 10.
Right. Missouri averages 17 a ball game on the year, and they've got 20 already, and the Cowboys haven't been able to take advantage, only shooting 37%. Good field goal shooting percent by Missouri, 54% has it with this 2-point lead.
Well, we mentioned a lot of the old-timers were invited back today to play in an old-timers game. We saw Jimmy Kennedy and Danny Van Reem. Willie Smith was here, didn't play, coached, I noticed, but here are the leading scorers in this game. Jeffries with 8, Pittman with 7, followed by Gaffney. Leading scorers for Oklahoma State. Byron Irvin has 9, Church and Coward 8. These Tigers are a well-balanced offense, Gary. Their backcourt, 35% of their scoring. Their frontcourt, 35% of the scoring. And their bench, 30% of the scoring on the season.
Well, they got 16 off the bench in that first half. Just edged out the Cowboys there because the Cowboys coming with Jordan, who's been out, and Pittman, and that group, they had 14 from their bench. So both clubs got some offense off the Pines.
Cowboys with the ball as we begin the second half. Jeffries, Houston, Gaffney, and Williams out there, along with Jordan. Battled in the lane and coming away for it, the little guy, Williams. Making a nice move to score, Byron Houston.
You know, Jay, you look at this game, it's funny. Missouri people wanting to travel. Leonard Hamilton on the other end, he wanted to push on the shot. So
21st turnover for Missouri right there. Going in and putting it in off the glass was Richard Dumas. It'll count, and there's a foul on the play.
Well, Dumas, the leading scorer for the Cowboys. You see him going in here, and the defense coming there too late to get there. So he gets it up off the glass for 2. He only had 2 points in the first half.
Foul is on Smith, his second. Dumas on the line. Washington High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
He may have to see the basketball a little bit more here in the second half. A little more opportunities to score. As you said, he leads the Cowboys in scoring, averages 16 a game.
Averaged 17.4 last season.
Got better people with him this year scoring inside. So
another turnover. Game has been tied 8 times. Right now, the Cowboys lead at 42-40 in the opening moments of the second half. The 8th-ranked Tigers getting all they want today from the Cowboys from Stillwater. Inside, battle for, and tapped up and in by Dumas.
We said the Tigers have to keep him off that offensive glass because that's part of their offense is crashing those boards.
Cowboys lead by 4. Sandbody, Church, Irwin, Smith, and Coward on the court for the Tigers. All belongs to Missouri. Batted out of bounds by Jeffries.
I think the Cowboys defense, Jay, much improved over what I've seen the last couple years and doing a good job of helping one another.
Coward can't get it to go. Rebound taken away by Houston. Cowboys on the run. The jumper by Dumas. Tapped up and in. Oh, what a fine play by Houston. And all of a sudden, it's a 6-point lead for the Cowboys.
And Cowboys getting down quick on offense and putting up that shot there, and Missouri not able to get back quick enough to react because normally they're a good box-out team.
Oklahoma State on an 8-0 run here in the opening moments of the second half. And Peeler will come back in. This is the largest lead in the game for Oklahoma State. Peeler replaces Church. Actually, I think they led by 6 on one other occasion, so this ties the largest lead that the Cowboys have had. Smith inside, can't get it. Now taps it up and in. Doug Smith.
Good job of staying with it that time. Jeffries did a nice job defensively. Didn't get the shot, but Smith quick and saw his ability to react.
Smith has 5 points. Dumas taking it in. Good block in underneath there by Smith as Dumas went up. Williams getting it in to Dumas. Back out it comes to Gaffney. Jeffries now. Williams trying to get it in. And a foul called on Smith as they tried to get the pass to Houston. And that's 3 on Smith.
Foul trouble's mounting, as we talked about at halftime for the Tigers. Smith with 3, Sambodi 3, Leonard 4. Good job of positioning up down deep, and you see where Houston was that time, right in the paint. Norm Stewart does not want that big front line to get the ball down there.
Here's a steal taken away by Irvin. Long pass, Coward. Oh, what a nice move. And it's finally tapped in by Smith, and they're going to call it no goal. They're going to call it no goal as Coward put it up. The ball was on the rim when Smith banged it in.
It'll be basket interference.
46-42. Oklahoma State.
It's a tough basket to lose because they really executed well.
Yes, indeed. Jeffries moved up. Bing, here comes Houston to bang it in.
Can't say it enough, Jay, but this is what's happening is that the Cowboys are getting inside and just knocking those shots back in. They miss and then stick the rebound back in.
And they now have their biggest lead, 8 points. And another turnover. They have been killing. The Tigers have not protected the basketball here at home at Hearns this afternoon very well. And they're getting burned right now.
Houston doing a good job. Look right there, getting inside.
2 more for Houston. Houston has 12, and it is a 50-42 score on the board. Three-pointer put up by Irvin. It wouldn't go, and a foul called underneath, and one of the Oklahoma State players is limping badly. Gaffney's hurt his ankle down court.
That is number 4.
Gaffney,
number 3 on the Tigers.
limping badly.
Here's Irvin going for what looks like 3. Hit short. And you see the push right there. You see Royce Jeffries just going flying out of the picture, and Stanley Reynolds right on the call.
At last foul, Smith. And he now has 4, and the Tigers have got foul problems and an 8-point deficit. And here is a turnover as Sambodi took it away as Jeffries couldn't handle it. Coward comes back to the attack. Peeler drives, doesn't get it. A foul on Royce Jeffries. He says no, it was a block, but the call will go against Jeffries. It's his 3rd. We got a low view of it, Gary.
Well, disadvantage this time maybe for being left-handed as Peeler just puts the ball right out there where Jeffries can get to it. He draws the foul, which is the 3rd, which may be just as good as far as the Tigers are concerned, because Royce Jeffries been playing awfully well for that man right there, Coach Hamilton.
Peeler 6'4" and 188-pound 19-year-old freshman has half a dozen. Averaging 9.4 in his freshman year, the left-hander. 7 points now. And the lead is 7 for the Cowboys with 15:58 to play in regulation time. And the Tigers get back within 6. Here at the Hearn Center in Columbia, the Cowboys have the lead over the Tigers.
Randolph and I will be selecting the Ford Player of the Game at the conclusion of today's telecast, so stay with us. We've got several candidates right now for that honor.
A whole bunch, huh? I'll tell you that. There's what the Cowboys have done at the start of this second half. Good ball movement by Oklahoma State. The jumper by Williams, and a foul. Foul is on Dumas.
But Missouri get position
on Williams.
Richard Dumas.
Oh, it's on Dumas.
That shot goes up. Let's watch and see if we can see right here as you see Missouri get inside. Dumas over the top.
Foul on Dumas.
You got Dumas and Jeffries now with 3 for the Cowboys.
Right. Coward getting it to Peeler. Patrick Coward. Pass in under to Irwin. 2 points. Byron Irvin.
Good touch pass that time. Good job by Irvin. Good leaping ability. He's able to go up high and get it.
Tigers battle back within 4. 15:15 to play. Regulation. Houston holding on out front. Down to Dumas. Foul on Sandbody. Sandbody has 4.
Got to give the Cowboys credit. They're doing a great job of getting position. I've never seen as many guys get good position in a ball game against Missouri as I've seen right here so far by the Cowboys. Sandbody, not much of a foul, but enough of a push to take him out of the offensive position.
Greg Church will come back in for the Tigers. Sandbody will come out. The Tigers a bit undisciplined both on offense and defense. Have put themselves in a hole here.
They ran into some foul trouble at Virginia Tech, too, but was able to stay away from it.
Pass into Jeffries, stolen away. Peeler down to Coward, 2-on-1. Back to Peeler. Pretty play. Peeler has 10, and the lead is cut down to 2.
Peeler averaging 9 on the season. Has been playing well of late. Has had 9 double-figure games for the Tigers. He only plays an average of 18 minutes a game.
This crowd roaring now.
Missouri, I think, going to need, we talked about that earlier, some buckets off that fast break situation. They're down inside. Strength forces that up. Houston really physical.
Houston at 6'7", 220 pounds, a freshman. Looks like a veteran in underneath there.
Doesn't play like a freshman, I'll tell you that.
14 points for Houston. 14 and a half to play. Cowboys by 4. Peeler goes in against Dumas. Nice move, couldn't get it to go. And a good rebound as Jeffries battled it away. And down it comes to Gaffney. Okay, one corner there. That is Williams. Williams took it in. It wouldn't go. There is Houston. Houston bangs it home, and a foul on the play.
Well, Norm Stewart beside himself right now as that offensive boards continues to let the Cowboys in. It's a good penetration on the baseline. Comes over, doesn't get it, but with the help of the defense, he's able to come in there, Houston, and go to the boards unmolested. Gets the shot down and go to the line.
Foul charged on Greg Church. That's the first on Church. Irvin coming out of the lineup. Smith and Button, Coward, Peeler, and Church on the court for the Tigers. And Houston with the chance for the three-point play. This is a very quick Oklahoma State club, Gary.
They certainly are. Good efforts.
Church rebounds off the Houston miss. 6-point lead for the Cowboys with 14 minutes to play. Peeler. Oh.
You can almost see it in Peeler that time. He says, I'm going to take it and do something right. We've got to get the Tigers back, and that's something for a freshman.
Peeler has 11. Shot was put up and wouldn't go for Williams, but it is put in by Jeffries, and Jeffries has 10. It's 56-50, the Cowboys.
The Cowboys have to have, I'd say, at least 6 putback shots here in the first 7 minutes of the second half. They've been living on the second shot.
They're tough on that front line. Coward driving in, made a nice move against Williams to get 2. Coward has 10, 56-52, Oklahoma State. Dumas drives, wouldn't go down. Finally with a rebound underneath there. It's Button down to Coward.
Both clubs, once they get the ball, they'll push it up the floor. Oklahoma State, you mentioned quickness, responsible in part for them not only hustling back, but their quickness and able to get back on defense. Cut the breaks down pretty well.
Church couldn't get the jumper to go. Here comes Oklahoma State. Jeffries all alone underneath.
Beautiful pass, and Jeffries doing a good job of filling the lane from the offside.
Jeffries with 12, 58-52, Cowboys.
You know, the thing is, you feel like Oklahoma State is really dominating right now, but then you look up and the Tigers are only 6 out of it.
Coward's shot won't go. Church gets it back. He's fouled. Foul on Gaffney is his 3rd.
Well, you'll see Church do, I think, a smart thing. Get a chance to look at that play.
We've got Darwin Alexander coming back in for Gaffney, and here it is.
Well, Church takes it away from the defense with the left hand right there and draws the foul.
2 free throws for Greg Church.
Johnny Pittman returns to the lineup as Jeffries gets a rest and Church goes to the stripe. Church will be 22 on Tuesday. He has 8 points, or 9 points now.
He'll try and celebrate a birthday against Maryland in that ball game. It'll be a good birthday present. And Norm Stewart will like a belated birthday present here this afternoon, as he had one yesterday.
Oklahoma State leads at 58-54, 12:20 remaining. These Cowboys have come to play this afternoon here at Hearn Center. Underneath, Dumas with a beautiful move and over the back for 2.
Darwin Alexander that time, that was a chancy pass because his defensive man was playing way back. He needs to dribble up where he's in a good position and shoot the basketball, force the defensive man to come to him.
Coward's 3-pointer won't go down.
You know, I don't think Houston's 6'7" either, Jay, and height-wise, he doesn't look that tall to me.
No, he's about, I would guess, 6'5" or 6'6", but he plays big, Gary. They all do. Byron Irvin will return for the Tigers. But first, we're going to have a timeout. 11:44 remaining in regulation time. We'll be right back after this from our friends at Phillips 66. Break away to your nearest Phillips 66 station. Register to win a trip for 2 to both the Caribbean and the '89 College Basketball Championship, or a trip to the Phillips 66 Big 8 tournament in Kansas City. You can register, pick up a free Big 8 team decal. Enter now at participating Phillips 66 stations.
Well, Jay, the bench for Missouri has been important all year, but it's going to really be important today because they're going to see a lot of time with Smith 4 fouls, Sam Bodie 4 fouls, and Leonard 4 fouls.
Number 14, Darwin Alexander with the ball as he's come back in. He's working on the back line with Williams now. They get it in under for 2. Byron Houston.
And that's 12 second-half points.
18 in the game.
Nice pass.
Button misses after the nice pass from Irvin.
That was set up. You can't draw that any better. You just do not execute it and get it down.
A couple of those in the second half. Here's a foul charged on Button. And it will put Oklahoma State in a position to get more as Gary Leonard, who's been sitting it out with 4 fouls, comes back on to replace Nathan Button. Pittman will go to the line. Oh, no, they're not going to. It's not a shooting foul. Out to Houston. That was the 16th foul against Missouri. Here's a steal by Irvin. Byron Irvin. Boy, that's a big play, I'll tell you.
That could turn it around. Oh, boy. He's 3rd in the conference in steals.
62-56, the Cowboys. Down low, it won't go in as Pittman put it up. Finally, Leonard comes away with a rebound. Leonard, long pass for Urban, off the Church.
Well, they got it going now. Chance to bring it back. They got the big guy Leonard in there. He gets the rebound and kicks it out. A good no call, I think. There were two guys coming from both directions, went up equally for the basketball.
62-58.
Cowboys be thinking about a timeout here or else run the clock down again. You got to try and take this crowd out of the game.
They're on their feet. Gaffney in.
That might do it.
That's right. Do it is right. It was 2 more for Johnny Pittman. He has 9. 64-58. Cowboys nearing the midway point of the second half. 9 points now for Pittman. Excuse me. Howard bringing it out. Leonard battling with Pittman in underneath. Church is there, and he fouls.
Tigers moving the ball well right there. We talked about the bench. There's Church. Anthony Peeler with it. Church, good pass right there. Defense overcommits. Houston comes out charging and lets Church go by. Gets it down. Greg will go to the line for a 3-pointer. Chance to cut it to 3.
Jeffries coming back in. Gaffney back in. And Thomas Jordan returning. Now Jeffries is going out, so they've got Derwin Alexander along with Dumas. Oh, Jeffries stays in there. Church on the 3-pointer. Jordan is in there also with Gaffney. The lead is 3 for the Cowboys.
Young Cowboy club right now has to fight off this crowd because it's really with the Tigers, and that's not the best shot, but he gets the fight.
Dumas forced the shot along the line and was fouled by Peeler. It's his 3rd.
I say that about Dumas, so you got to realize, take a second thought, that he's a great baseline player, and that's probably his shot, but it's a fadeaway. You see right there, that's a tough shot going away.
Oh, boy.
Peeler takes him off the hook there as he gets some body.
Dumas. Been in double figures 40 of his last 44 games. Leading scorer, Norm Stewart, National Coach of the Year in '82, the nation's 8th winningest active coach.
Not a bad player either, an All-American in '56.
And a pretty good baseballer. Drafted by the pros in both professional football and baseball. 66-61 Cowboys. 9:49 remaining in regulation time.
Cowboys now going to put some pressure. Remember, you get 5 seconds to put that break the plane.
Here comes Coward. Long pass to Urban. Urban drives in. Foul charge against Thomas Jordan. That's 4 on Jordan. So some problems there for the man who comes back after 6 games out.
Well, here's the athletic ability by Urban. You see him right there, be able to take it up, split the group, pump the ball, and then Jordan on the way down hits him and picks up his 4th.
Byron Urban, the senior from Chicago, Illinois, out of Julian High School.
Fouls now mounting for the Cowboys, too.
14 points for Urban, who transferred here from Arkansas. Lead is 3. 66-63, the Cowboys. 9:42 remaining to be played. A timeout here at the Hearn Center. We hope you're enjoying Big 8 basketball along the Raycom Sports and Entertainment Network.
I'll be again selecting the 4th player of the game. And again, we've got some kids that are really putting on some performances here today for that particular honor, Jay.
And a reminder that coming up next, over many of these Raycom Big 8 basketball stations, the Oklahoma Sooners and the Iowa State Cyclones. Here it is 66-63, the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. There's the foul trouble. Lots of it. That fills up the screen on this Saturday afternoon.
Well, the Cowboys probably with their best opportunity in a long time to cut that streak of 11 consecutive losses here at Hearns.
Missouri zoning, Gary. And the pass in under to Dumas. He put it up.
Good control right there by Dumas.
He has 12. 68-63. The lead is 5 for the Cowboys.
We haven't seen very much zone ever out of Missouri, but I think they're trying to cut off that inside game. Probably protect fouls, too.
Coward did not get the basket. Call came before the shot.
No basket, Oklahoma State foul.
Here it is, right there, apparently.
Well, there's the bump. It bumps him once, and before he gets into the act of shooting, good call. Dumas has 10 in the second half here. We said Dumas was going to have to get in the game for the Cowboys, and he has.
Coward hits the two-pointer. That foul a moment ago was the 16th foul.
And we got a 2-3, a 3-2. They got Peeler ducking back inside.
Shot taken by Gaffney, wouldn't go. Leonard with the rebound. As Leonard has come back in underneath, he's helped out in the rebounding department. Coward's turnaround shot won't go. He'll go to the free throw line. Foul is on Alexander, his second. And now both clubs will be in the bonus from here on out. Alexander goes out, and Williams returns for Oklahoma State.
See, we're not down to that part of the game really yet with 8:45 to play, but Oklahoma State has won big, but they have not handled a close game so far this year. They've lost those close games, and again, you got to emphasize that it's a useful team.
They had that tough 92-90 loss to Louisville. A timeout, and we'll be right back after this message from your friends at Phillips 66. Travel range. Coward at the free throw line. Lee, the junior from Murray Wright in Detroit, Michigan, had 20 points in the win at Colorado. He has 13 points. He's a 72.2% free throw shooter.
Made a lot of clutch baskets for Missouri here. Won a lot of close ball games.
Remember, as a freshman, he beat Kansas twice in the final seconds. 14 points for Coward, and the Cowboy lead is cut to 1.
Maybe one of the big possessions of the ball game for Oklahoma State right here. I think they need to keep in front.
There's Dumas along the line, missing his shot. Leonard rebounding, and oh my goodness, he was hacked by Dumas, but there was no call. Well, he almost took his head off.
And Dumas maybe just a little further outside than he would like right there.
Irwin forces it in. He went for the foul, and he got the bucket. No call, but he gets the bucket as he was trying to draw it. Oh, what a play. Missouri back in the lead at 69-68.
Boy, and Irvin's been in on some key plays here as Missouri's made this run back.
Jordan loses it underneath, and there's a foul call. Foul on Irvin.
See Leonard Hamilton trying to slow his club down as far as getting control and having some patience. You see the reach in right there. Stanley Reynolds, a good shot at the play.
Irvin's first personal foul. Norm Stewart pacing the sidelines. 56th graduate of Missouri. Jordan has 5 points. The score is tied at 69. It's the 9th time this game has been knotted up. That breaks the tie. Cowboys by 1. 7:55 remaining in regulation time. Church takes it down in. Leonard is there.
Boy, Church has been instrumental too, Jay, in this ballgame. We said the reserves were going to have to come through. He's done a good job. He's had some rebounds. I think 6 or 7 now total in the game, and there's a key assist.
Tigers by 1 into Jordan. The turnaround shot won't go. Rebound in the lane by Williams. Slapped away. Here's Coward. Coward. Well controlled. Put it in off the glass. Nice control by Coward.
I thought maybe he should have given it off, but he made the move. The athletic ability there to avoid the foul and get the basket. 3-point lead for the Tigers.
Coward has 16. Tigers back in the zone. Dumas shoots over it. Won't go. Tapped outside. Jeffries comes back. Puts up the jumper.
See, that
Irvin gets it.
That's not their comfort range out there. They're putting
off
the ball
the Coward from Church. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-point Tiger lead, and they love it. And here at Hearn Center.
Leonard Hamilton's got the tee up. He's going to get the timeout.
6:50 remaining in regulation time. Missouri by 5 over Oklahoma State. Final score, Wake Forest defeats Duke. Duke took it on the chin earlier this week from North Carolina by 20. Maybe that weak schedule they played, huh? They're not going to be number one any longer.
Jay, let's look what's happened here. Missouri's made a 12-4 run and a 5-point lead. The Cowboys were great getting the ball inside and working down in there. They haven't done that for about the last 4 or 5 minutes. Now they go back to it.
Leonard rebounding after the shot off to Irvin. Irvin from 15. Off the glass. 77-70, Missouri. 19 points for Irvin.
The other thing that did of shooting the ball quick and from outside, it didn't get the penetration down low and forced Missouri to help and switch, which freed their people to go on the offensive glass and get the second shots.
Dumas misses. Royce Jeffries put it in. Jeffries with 2. 5-point lead, Missouri. 6 minutes to play. Keeler off to Irvin. Irvin, it won't go for him. He gets it back and scores, and he's fouled.
I'll tell you, this guy does it all year long. Watching this guy play, when things get going tough, he's been a key guy for Missouri to bring them back.
Foul charge to Byron Houston. Watch this move.
Penetrates, doesn't get it. We say he follows his own shot, gets it, and up quick. Quick jumper right there, just grabs it, jumps in, gets it down for 2, and all of a sudden the lead's 7. And the Cowboys, Houston, who had a good start of this half, picking up his 4th.
21 points for Irvin, who had a career high 35 at Virginia Tech earlier this week. Dumas in underneath, put up there by Houston. It wouldn't go. Out of bounds, belongs to Oklahoma State.
Just a little excited right there, Houston. He's been doing a great job, but he got it in off balance instead of gathering himself where he can use his legs to really spring and get up. He just shot the ball off balance. But
Church and Houston doing a little shoving, and Stanley Reynolds comes in and says, gentlemen, we mustn't have any of that.
Well, Houston wants position down low. Church doesn't want him. You're watching. He's really holding him. Ooh.
Now here's a shove on Church. You know, Gary, we saw that Missouri statistic a moment ago and what they've done recently in outscoring the Cowboys. Cowboys did a job in the opening moments against the Tigers in the second half. Here it is.
Well, there was the foul right there. You saw Church trying to get his leg in between and moving him out. Houston leaning back in on him. This time Church gets a foul. Greg Church.
Second personal on Church. Houston on the line with 18 points. Tigers lead by 7. That cuts it to 6. 5:40 remaining in regulation time.
Houston sitting in 6th place in the Big 8 Conference as far as free throw percentage. Third, 78-9.
79-74, Missouri. Missouri will be at Maryland next week and then at Nebraska next Saturday afternoon. I'll be on hand there along with Dave Logan. Here's a shoving foul. I believe it'll be charged to Gaffney. It is his 4th.
Chris, who only averaged about 6 minutes of play over the prior 2 years. You come through there, and Gaffney just forcing himself through. Stanley Reynolds again making the call right on top of it.
And Brian Walsh, number 12, returns to the lineup. Gaffney goes out. Coward at the line. 19 points now for Coward. 5.5 to play. Missouri by 6. Coward, known to his teammates as Mr. Clutch. (81-74) Missouri.
Cowboys have a lot of time. 5:24. They just have to stay with what they're doing right in there inside. That's where they've been effective.
Houston shot off the glass, goes through. Houston has 22. The Missouri lead is 5 as we near the 5-minute mark. Steal. Dumas. And a foul. And the fans down at that end wanted to walk, and so does Norm Stewart. Foul charge to Irvin, his second.
Dumas leads his club in steals with 42nd. The Big 8, of course, loses control of it off the knee right there, and the ball was loose.
Had a walk, Gary?
I don't think so. I think it was all right. He hit off his knee and down, and he wasn't handling the ball at that time.
On the line, Richard Dumas. Dumas, who had 521 points last season, the most by an Oklahoma State freshman ever. Missing 2 free throws. There's Houston.
Oh, but ability right
put
there.
it up and a foul. And he'll have a chance for the three-point play as Church committed the infraction.
They've been living on that second shot, that follow. Watch Houston in here and jumps through as Church comes across, goes behind it with a double pump, gets it up off the glass, and then pounds his fist. And he knows that he got a big basket for the Cowboys.
3 personals on Church. Sambodi and Smith are going to come back in for Missouri. And Church and Leonard are coming out. Boy, Leonard helped propel his team back into it here, and he gets a big hand.
He had some big rebounds when they were making that run.
Missouri's lead is 2. 4 minutes 55 to play. 25 points for Houston. Sambodi. The jumper by Coward. 3 points.
Well, Coward has had a good ball game too in the second half. He's hit
84-79 Missouri. 4.5 to play. Jeffries in the lane. In and out. Tough. Peeler came away with a rebound. Peeler goes in. Blocking foul. Underneath. Foul charged against Royce Jeffries. Let's see, did he have position, Gary?
Peeler's not afraid to take that ball to the basket. He goes right there. No, he's sliding right there. Doesn't get there in time.
Peeler will shoot the free throws as Leonard Hamilton looks on. And he was at Kentucky. 27 of the 33 seniors that he had in school there earned their degrees at Kentucky. Kentucky, of course, a program now very much in trouble.
Peeler with the first one, shooting 67% from the line, but against Virginia Tech, he hit clutch free throws in the ball game, and here he gets another one.
Peeler puts the Tigers up by 7 with 4:17 remaining. Walsh comes down off to Jeffries, back to Walsh. That's Williams. Now Walsh a three-pointer. It won't go. There he is. Byron Houston. Houston has 27. That's his all-time high. He's just a freshman. I have to keep saying that. It's hard to believe.
Well, he had his career high 23 just the last ball game against Oral Roberts.
86-81 Missouri. A foul called in the paint. Foul is charged on Williams. Corey Williams. That's 3. Irvin will go to the line. Missouri's 3 losses have come to Syracuse in overtime, 86-84, to Illinois at St. Louis, 87-84, and to North Carolina in their second meeting, 76-60. Tigers beat North Carolina in their first meeting at New York. Irvin with 22. Missouri leads 87-81, 3:49 to play. Sambodi and Coward out there now, along with Urban, Peeler, and Doug Smith. Rebound Houston. He almost put that ball back in the bucket when he went up there.
Well, sometimes he's going to cup that thing and make a fancy rebound. He almost lost it.
Dumas put it up. Coward rebounds out to Peeler. Peeler in the middle. Smith back to Peeler.
And again, Smith calling for the ball. Get it to the middle. And that's where he got it. And they executed.
Tigers.
Cowboys hanging in there good, though, after losing that lead.
Here comes Coward back the other way after the turnover, off to Peeler. Peeler comes back out. Wise move.
And Norm Stewart says that's something he's learned. He did a good job of Virginia Tech of that. He's not forcing things, playing a little bit more under control. Irvin trying to draw the foul again, I think, at times. Just jumped back in, laying it back over his head, doesn't convert it.
Walsh in underneath to Dumas. Dumas' shot won't go. Rebound Smith. Irvin down court. There he is. Spins and scores. And he's fouled.
Boy, he's been a key guy who's been in a lot of the action. Watch this. Here's the lead pass. Good job of getting the ball to head. He spins, gets away from Gaffney. Gaffney has to come off somewhat because remember he has 4 fouls, and Irvin up on the glass for 2.
We'll be back right after these messages. Chris Gaffney is just fouled out of this game. He has 6 points. Gaffney, the junior from Washington High in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Missouri has its biggest lead at 91-81 with 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in regulation time here at the Hearn Center in Columbia. Irvin going to the free throw line. This is Jay Randolph along with Gary Thompson as Jeffries puts up the shot down there. Dumas taps it up for Oklahoma State. Back comes Smith for Missouri. 2.5 minutes to play. Irvin drives in for the Tigers and a foul called. Missouri led 40-38 at halftime. They have had their hands full with the young Cowboys from Stillwater. The foul on Walsh is his second. Darwin Alexandria is going to come back in to replace Walsh for Oklahoma State as Byron Irvin will go to the line. He has 25 points as the Tigers have battled back and now lead at 92-81. Happy to welcome all of you along the Raycom Sports and Entertainment Network who have joined us. Many of you will be seeing Oklahoma and Iowa State coming up. Right now, you're going to get a bonus and see the finish of Missouri-Oklahoma State. Byron Irvin, 26 points on the afternoon, 94-81 Missouri.
And those fans just joined us, Jay. This score right now is not indicative of this ball game. Cowboys had them out by 8 halfway through this half, but Missouri has really made a run.
Ball tapped around, and this is Corey Williams with it for Oklahoma State. No, the Cowboys of Leonard Hamilton have given the Tigers all they wanted. The 8th-ranked Tigers finally tapped out. Irvin holding on with 1 minute and 55 to play. Peeler, now they're going to slow it down a little bit. Tigers have the lead by 13.
Well, Jay, earlier in the telecast, remember I mentioned that Missouri's going to have to get out on the break somehow and get some cheap baskets. That's just what has happened here when they made this run from about 8 down to where they got it now, 13 ahead.
And now the Tigers call a timeout. Norm Stewart wants to talk it over with his troops. 1 minute and 47 remaining. The Tigers leading 94-81. Well, as we have mentioned, as you have joined us, those of you looking forward to the upcoming Oklahoma-Iowa State game, this has been a dandy. And Gary, you and I have decided that our player of the game turns out to be players of the game because this has been a tremendous effort for the Tigers, many of them in foul trouble as they battle back in the second half. And our 4 players of the game are the Missouri Tigers. I want to remind everybody that the executive producer of Raycom Sports is Peter Rolfe. The telecast of this game here at Missouri today has been produced by Ted Garcia and directed by Dick Siley. Our technical director, Stacy Smith, and our associate director, Craig Steiner. 1 minute and 47 remaining. And what a comeback by Missouri. The 8th-ranked Tigers were really on the ropes for most of this game.
They really were. And when we say the player of the game, the Tigers. You look at the turnabout here by Missouri. But Irvin with 24 right to this point, Coward 23, but Church and Peeler 15 off the bench. And Missouri had a lot of foul troubles. They had Smith, Sandboldi, and Leonard with 4 fouls sitting out most of the game. So it was really an all-around good team effort that brought the Tigers back.
Missouri is about to win their 12th straight in this building and their 12th straight over Oklahoma State. Norm Stewart wants an intentional foul.
Look at Norm. 4-0 record versus Leonard Hamilton. Oklahoma State has not given up 100-plus points in 32 games. OU got them last year, scoring 108.
Oklahoma State foul, Corey Williams.
Foul charge to Corey Williams as you look at Leonard Hamilton in his 3rd season at Stillwater. What a fine job he has done. Byron Irvin on the line, 27 points.
Well, this Oklahoma State Cowboy, as Irvin gets it down, the first on team of Leonard Hamilton, was one that was supposed to really come on. Everybody was talking about this club, and they definitely are. I think they've got to be ahead of schedule, Jay, for the players that they've got. 10 first-year players playing, plus 6 of those being freshmen. So Leonard Hamilton doing a tremendous job.
And they got Thomas Jordan back today. He's been out 6 games. Bon McDade came into the lineup there, as you saw, number 32 for Oklahoma State. 96-81, and make it 96-83 as Corey Williams hit. And now a foul on Dumas, and it'll put the young freshman Peeler on the free throw line with 1.5 minutes to play.
Corey Williams with that 3-pointer, 21 on the year. That leads the Cowboys from that range, and their only chance right now, they're 13 down. They're going to foul and try and hit the 3-pointer.
Those of you who have just joined us, it's number 4 on Dumas, as we said, and you get a look at Peeler. We talked about him early on today. What an outstanding young freshman he is. Candidate for Newcomer of the Year. 16 points out of Paseo in Kansas City. 6'4", a 19-year-old freshman, 3-time All-Metro over in the Kansas City area. Peeler now with 17, 98-83. Alexander, ball tapped around, look out. It'll belong to Oklahoma State. For most of this game, the Tigers of Norm Stewart right there were out-hustled by Oklahoma State. But when Leonard came back in and ignited the charge with Church, the Tigers seemed to pick it up a notch. Here's Dumas from the corner, won't go. And a foul on Dumas.
Dumas just heading right off. He knows what the story of that call is.
1:15 to play. Thomas Jordan coming back in as Dumas fouls out with 12 points and 3 rebounds. And there is the big guy, Jordan, who missed the 6 games and is out of Baltimore, Maryland, at 21 points in the loss to Louisville. He's going to help them. Smith's free throw won't go. Dumas 5 out of 17 from the field today. That jumper put up by Corey Williams. And he tried to save it, but it comes back into Peeler, and Peeler is fouled by Derwin Alexander. 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining.
His third. Free throws for Anthony Peeler. 1 and 1.
Peeler was 17. Missouri led 40-38 at halftime. We're deep in a hole midway through the second half, but battled their way out of it. Battled through the foul problems they had and got the business done underneath with Leonard and Church.
Substitution.
Well, I think where the Cowboys lost it, when the Tigers made the run, they had been so successful going down inside to the big guys, they didn't get the shot down. They were following getting it in. As they made the run, young players who have a tendency to get excited and start putting up the outside shot, then went to rebounding, and I think that's really lost the ball game.
Peeler has 19. Church replaces Smith for Missouri. From the corner, shot put up and wouldn't go down by McDade. Nice. To the attack comes Coward. 2 more. And they're over the 100 mark at 102.83. And And Missouri has really surged in the last 8 minutes of this contest.
Well, now you start putting them up, and that's the way it gets spread out. You've got to shoot three-pointers. You don't hit. Missouri comes down and puts it in the basket. And again, people are going to look at the score tomorrow and say, oh, it's a cakewalk at Hearns. But it was anything but that today for the Missouri Tigers.
And the box score will not show what a tough one this was. Oklahoma State foul to Von McDade with 23 seconds remaining.
Oklahoma State foul, Von McDade. His first free throws for Byron Irvin.
Irvin with 29. Coming off the 35 points, a career high at Virginia Tech. Irvin had 33 against Temple, 30 against Illinois.
Well, Jay, I think that's the first free throw that Irvin has missed in the last 3 minutes. He was 26 for 26 coming in, but that was not what you call a pressure situation.
Getting a little ragtag now as Peeler has it finally and scores with 5 seconds remaining. 105 to 83. Peeler with 21. The Tigers win it. 105 to 83. Today's game has been 16-3 and 3-0 in the conference with the 105-83 victory over the Cowboys, who are now 10-5 and 1-1 in conference play. Coming up next, the Oklahoma Sooners, Iowa State Cyclones on most of these Raycom stations. Jay Randolph for Gary Thompson. This has been a copyrighted presentation of the Raycom Sports and Entertainment.
Maryland's Coldfield Health.
And a great one, a Missouri Tiger, Gary Thompson. You saw many of those.
Well, he's a great player, and he's going great with Houston. In fact, was scoring a little bit more earlier than he has been lately, but he's a fine player.
So now let's take a look at Derek Chivas.
Almost a year later, not much has changed. The same energy, the same infectious enthusiasm. It's the same Derek Chivas, Band-Aid and all. Life as a rookie with the NBA's Houston Rockets has been a roller coaster of excitement for Missouri's all-time leading scorer. After about 40 games as a pro, the colorful Chivas is doing pretty well, averaging 11 points and 3 rebounds a game. But more importantly, Houston fans have discovered what Missouri backers already knew. This kid Chivas marches to his own peculiar beat, and when he turns up the volume, it's time to jam.
Well, I've always been raised not to follow someone, to lead. I like to pave my own way, do my thing, and then somewhere along the line, someone would try to be like a Derek Band-Aid Chivas, be like something that I've pathed out. It's nice to have characteristics of some of that game, but as far as trying to be like them, I really don't want to be like them because I feel that I'm just me, and what I try to do different than other people. So it's real important for me to set my own yellow brick road and have somebody follow my road.
Chivas' road to the pros began in his hometown of New York City and then detoured through Columbia, Missouri, where for 4 years he was the court jester and court leader for Norm Stewart's Tigers. When asked if he had a message for his many Missouri fans, Chivas, as always, seized the opportunity.
I'd like to tell them thanks for your support. I'm having my ups and downs here in the NBA, but when the smoke clears, I will rise and I'll be on top, so it's no problem. Just keep sticking with me, and I'm going to be the same player that I've always been, and just get out there and work my ass off.
Boop, boop, boop. Whether cutting up on camera or cutting loose on the court, there's no mistaking Derek Chivas. And now that he's hit the big time, this one-man band of basketball excitement still dances to his own special tune in the NBA.